The sun blazed over Rome, casting a golden hue over the ancient city. The eternal city, with its timeless beauty, was bathed in the warm glow of dawn, signaling the start of a momentous day. A gentle breeze whispered through the ancient cypress trees, carrying with it the scent of history and the promise of new beginnings. The trees, silent witnesses to centuries of change, swayed gracefully, as if in anticipation of the day's events. It was a day like no other, a day of joy, a day of hope. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the sounds of laughter, chatter, and the occasional cheer. People from all walks of life had gathered, their faces alight with excitement and reverence, a day for the Catholic Church to welcome its new leader. Pope Tagle, a figure of humility and grace, stood before the masses, his presence a beacon of hope and renewal. His inauguration marked a new chapter in the Church's storied history. St. Peter's Square was a sea of humanity. From above, the vast expanse of the square was filled with a tapestry of colors as people from different cultures and backgrounds came together in unity. The sheer number of attendees was a testament to the significance of the occasion. Hundreds of thousands had gathered. They stood shoulder to shoulder, their collective energy palpable. Each person carried their own story, their own reasons for being there, but all were united by a common purpose. They came from every corner of the world, pilgrims, tourists, and dignitaries, all united in faith. Banners from different nations fluttered in the breeze, a visual representation of the global community that had come together for this historic event, all eager to witness history. The anticipation was almost tangible as eyes were fixed on the stage, waiting for the moment when Pope Tagle would address the crowd. Conversations buzzed with speculation and excitement as people shared their hopes and dreams for the future. The air crackled with anticipation. It was a feeling that transcended words, a collective breath held in unison. The crowd's energy was infectious, spreading like wildfire through the square as everyone awaited the pivotal moment. This was not just a change in leadership, it was a moment of renewal, a chance for the Church to reaffirm its mission and values. Pope Tagle's words resonated deeply, touching the hearts of those present and those watching from afar. This was a pivotal moment for the Church, a moment that would be remembered for generations to come. The significance of the event was not lost on anyone as the weight of history pressed down on the square, a moment of profound change. Tears of joy and hope were shared as the crowd collectively embraced the future. It was a day that would be etched in the annals of history, a testament to the enduring spirit of faith and unity. The weight of history hung heavy in the air. The Vatican, with its towering spires and ancient stonework, stood as a testament to centuries of faith, tradition, and resilience. Each brick, each statue, each piece of art within its walls whispered stories of the past, tales of triumph and tribulation, of saints and sinners. The very air seemed to vibrate with the echoes of prayers said over millennia, a silent chorus of devotion that had shaped the course of human history. For 2,000 years, the Catholic Church has been a beacon of faith. It has stood as a pillar of hope and a sanctuary for the weary. Through wars, plagues, and countless upheavals, it has remained steadfast, offering solace and guidance to millions around the globe. The Vatican, in particular, has been the heart of this spiritual journey, drawing pilgrims from every corner of the earth, each seeking a connection to something greater than themselves, a source of comfort in times of trouble. In moments of despair, people have turned to the Church, finding peace in its rituals and strength in its teachings. The flicker of candles, the soft murmur of prayers, the embrace of a fellow believer. These simple acts have provided a lifeline to those in need, a reminder that they are not alone in their struggles, a voice for the voiceless. The Church has often championed the cause of the marginalized, speaking out against injustice and advocating for the downtrodden. From the grand halls of the Vatican to the humble streets of impoverished communities, its influence has been felt, its message of love and compassion resonating with those who have no other advocate. Now, a new chapter was about to be written. The dawn of a new era was upon the Church, one filled with both challenges and opportunities. As the sun rose over the Vatican, casting its golden light on the ancient stones, there was a sense of anticipation, a feeling that history was once again in the making. The world watched with bated breath. From the bustling streets of New York to the quiet villages of Africa, eyes were fixed on the Vatican. News channels broadcasted live updates, social media buzzed with speculation, and in homes and public squares, people gathered, united in their curiosity and hope. What would this new chapter bring? Who would lead the Church into the future? Who would guide the faithful into the future? The question lingered in the minds of many. The role of the Pope is not just a religious leader, but a symbol of unity and moral authority. The new pope would need to navigate a complex world addressing both the spiritual needs of the faithful and the pressing issues of the modern age. Who would be the shepherd of this vast and ancient flock? The responsibility was immense. The pope is seen as the shepherd, guiding his flock through the valleys of doubt and the peaks of faith. This new leader would need to embody the virtues of humility, wisdom and courage, leading by example and inspiring others to follow. The doors of St. Peter's Basilica swung open. The crowd hushed. The moment everyone had been waiting for was finally here. The grand doors, symbols of the church's enduring legacy, creaked open, revealing the path to the future. The air was thick with anticipation, every eye trained on the entrance, every heart beating a little faster. A collective gasp rippled through the square. The moment had arrived. As the new pope stepped forward, the weight of history and the hopes of millions rested on his shoulders. The crowd's reaction was a mix of awe, joy and reverence. This was not just a moment for the church, but for the world. A new chapter had begun, and with it the promise of a brighter future. From the heart of the basilica, a figure emerged. Luis Antonio Tagle. A man whose journey from the bustling streets of Manila to the hallowed halls of the Vatican is nothing short of extraordinary. His presence in the basilica is a testament to his unwavering faith and dedication to the church. The former Archbishop of Manila, Tagle's rise within the church has been marked by his deep connection to the people he serves. His tenure as Archbishop was characterized by his hands-on approach and his ability to relate to the everyday struggles of his parishioners. A man known for his humility, his intellect, and his unwavering commitment to social justice. Tagle's humility is evident in his interactions with people from all walks of life. His intellect shines through in his thoughtful sermons and writings, which have inspired many. Tagle was a man of the people. He was often seen walking through the streets of Manila, engaging with the locals, listening to their stories and offering words of comfort and hope. His ability to connect with people on a personal level made him a beloved figure in the community. He had spent his life ministering to the poor and marginalized. He understood their struggles. Tagle's work with the poor was not just about providing material assistance, but also about empowering them and advocating for their rights. He believed in the dignity of every human being and worked tirelessly to ensure that their voices were heard. He shared their joys and sorrows. Whether it was celebrating a community's achievements or mourning their losses, Tagle was always there, offering his support and compassion. His empathy and genuine concern for others made him a trusted and respected leader. His election as Pope was a watershed moment, a Filipino Pope. For many, it was a sign of hope and a recognition of the contributions of the developing world to the global church. Tagle's election was seen as a bridge between the traditional centers of power and the emerging voices from the peripheries. A Pope from the developing world. His background and experiences brought a fresh perspective to the papacy. Tagle's deep understanding of the challenges faced by the developing world allowed him to address global issues with empathy and insight, a sign of the changing face of the church. Tagle's leadership represents a shift towards a more inclusive and diverse church, one that embraces people from all backgrounds and walks of life. His vision for the church is one of unity, compassion, and social justice, reflecting the values he has championed throughout his life. A cheer erupted from the crowd. It was a sound of pure joy, a sound of hope, a sound that echoed across the globe. "Viva il Papa," they cried. "Long live the Pope." Banners bearing Tagle's image waved in the air. Flags from every nation seemed to dance in unison. This was a global celebration. The eyes of the world were on Rome. Television screens flickered to life in homes and public squares across the globe. Millions watched the ceremony unfold. Social media buzzed with excitement. Hashtags like Pope Tagle and New Era for the Church trended worldwide. For a brief moment, the world seemed united. United in its fascination with this historic event. United in its curiosity about the new Pope, a vision of social justice. Tagle's papacy promised to be different. He was a man of deep compassion, a champion of the poor and oppressed. His voice was one of inclusion, of dialogue, of building bridges. His vision for the church was clear, a church that stood with the marginalized. A church that fought for justice and equality. A church that embraced the diversity of the human family. A bridge between cultures. Tagle's background made him uniquely suited for this role. Born and raised in the Philippines, he understood the challenges facing the developing world. His education had exposed him to different cultures and perspectives. He was a bridge between East and West, a man who could speak to the hopes and fears of people from all walks of life. a church of mercy and compassion. As Pope Tagle stepped onto the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square, a hush fell over the crowd. He looked out at the sea of faces, and a warm smile spread across his face. "My brothers and sisters," he began, his voice filled with emotion, "I come to you today with a message of hope, a message of love, a message of mercy and compassion, the future of faith." The crowd listened intently. They knew that they were witnessing the start of a new chapter in the history of the Catholic Church, a chapter filled with both challenges and opportunities. Tagle's papacy was a sign of hope, a sign that the Church was evolving, a sign that it was ready to embrace the future with courage and compassion. The future of faith, it seemed, was in good hands. Please subscribe to our channel History Hub for more amazing content.